Behind every powerful man, there's often a hidden force. In Jeffrey Epstein's case, that force was Ghislaine Maxwell. She wasn't just a bystander. She was the architect of his predatory empire, moving through elite circles with a polished facade. Maxwell used her charm and status to lure vulnerable girls, making the unthinkable seem normal. She was the recruiter, the enforcer, and the trusted female presence who disarmed victims before leading them into Epstein's world. Without her, the network's reach and efficiency would have been impossible. For years, she believed her connections would shield her from justice. But her downfall proved that even the most privileged can be held accountable. Ghislaine Maxwell's journey from high society to a prison cell is a stark reminder. The truth always finds the light. Born into the wealth and power of the Maxwell dynasty, Ghislaine was raised to believe rules didn't apply to her. Her father, Robert Maxwell, was a media tycoon whose mysterious death left the family disgraced and broke. Seeking a new life, Ghislaine moved to New York, where she met Jeffrey Epstein, a man whose wealth offered her a fresh start. She quickly became his confidant and social gatekeeper, using her connections to rebuild her status. Together, they infiltrated the highest echelons of society, masking a much darker partnership. Maxwell's charm opened doors, but behind the scenes, she was laying the groundwork for exploitation. Her public persona hid the predatory alliance that would soon claim countless victims. Maxwell was more than Epstein's companion. She was the primary recruiter for his sex trafficking ring. She targeted vulnerable teens, presenting herself as a mentor and offering gifts, money, and attention. This grooming built trust, making escape nearly impossible. Once trust was gained, Maxwell introduced the girls to Epstein, normalizing abuse and sometimes participating herself. Her presence as a woman made victims feel safe, even as she led them into danger. She managed logistics, scheduled appointments, and paid for silence. Survivors described her as the linchpin of the operation. Maxwell's betrayal was profound. She weaponized her gender to exploit those who looked up to her. She ensured a steady supply of victims, keeping the vile enterprise running. For years, Maxwell seemed untouchable, protected by a fortress of wealth and powerful friends. She and Epstein surrounded themselves with presidents, billionaires, and royalty, creating an aura of impunity. Victims were intimidated into silence, fearing retaliation from people with limitless resources. Even after Epstein's first arrest, secret deals shielded Maxwell and others from prosecution. Money bought silence, lawyers, and the ability to disappear when scrutiny intensified. Many in their circle looked the other way, complicit through willful ignorance. Maxwell expertly managed this environment, ensuring her crimes stayed hidden. This web of power and silence allowed abuse to flourish in plain sight. After Epstein's arrest and death, the world wondered if Maxwell would ever face justice. She vanished, sparking a global manhunt until the FBI found her hiding in New Hampshire. Her arrest signaled that the story wasn't over. In court, survivors testified how Maxwell recruited and groomed them, exposing her as the mastermind behind Epstein's ring. The defense painted her as a victim, but the jury saw through it. In December 2021, Maxwell was found guilty on 5 federal charges, including sex trafficking of a minor. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison, a landmark victory for her victims. The verdict sent shockwaves through elite circles. The untouchable socialite had finally been brought down. Justice, though delayed, had arrived. Ghislaine Maxwell's story is a lesson in accountability. Her conviction proved that wealth and connections can't shield predators forever. Survivors' courage forced the justice system to act, reminding us to listen to victims and demand accountability. The unsealing of documents continues to expose the network's reach, showing the fight isn't over. Maxwell's fall warns against willful blindness. Many enabled her crimes by looking away. Her prison sentence is a symbol. No one is above the law. The shadows where predators once hid are now illuminated. The world is watching, and justice is possible, even for the most powerful.